So right now I'm locked out of my house, so I thought I'd do a video. Okay, so this video is going to be about the generational divide in the Democratic Party. So I saw an interesting chart the other day. It was support for candidate, and it was by age, and it was only two candidates. It was Sanders and Biden. And basically, it was like an X. It was like, okay, I gotta set this down to do this. It's gonna be tricky. See my double chin. So basically, it was like an X. So like, the older you got, the more likely you were to support Biden. And the younger you were, the more likely you were to support Bernie Sanders. And to me, this is the biggest dividing line in all of politics. Why? Because it's also true with Republicans. And a multitude of, I mean that in two ways, actually. So the first way is Republicans' base of support is old people. Without baby boomers and their annoying support of Trump wouldn't have been elected. And baby boomers are basically the heart of the Republican Party. And then secondly is, if you look at within the Republican Party, the few people who do support John Kasich, Larry Hogan, Susan Collins, John Huntsman type conservatives, basically what we would now call the moderates in the party, they're the young people. Although largely these people are now not Republicans. They're independents, and I would say they've probably been voting for Democrat the last few election cycles. Certainly in 2018. These are the people who were the suburban voters, who used to vote for Republicans that now vote for Democrats. But basically, politics right now is a battle between people over the age of 45 and people under the age of 45. So, like, if you're like 18 to 30, you support Bernie Sanders. You just straight up do. You support Sanders. You support basically I was going to say socialism, but it really isn't. It really isn't socialism. It's more like social democracy. But a lot of these people call themselves socialists. But they don't, like, advocate seizing the means of production or anything like that. But they still call themselves socialists. It's a weird thing. Because Sanders is the same way. He's not technically a socialist. He is a social democrat. But this is just parsing words, honestly. Although words matter. So, yeah. Basically what we have now is a battle between the ages. And the people who are really, I would say, up for grabs are the Gen X people. Because Generation Z is completely liberal, completely in the tank for people like Bernie Sanders. Millennials are completely in the tank, totally for Bernie Sanders and ideas like his. Meanwhile, the people, you can tell whose side I'm on this by my contempt. Meanwhile, basically, the baby boomers and the silent generation are for the more establishment of the Democratic Party. These are people who think who are like, yes, queen, to Nancy Pelosi, who defend Dianne Feinstein, who supported Hillary Clinton, and who generally look back at Obama and think, oh, he was great. Although, to a large extent, a lot of Democrats are in denial about Obama, even the young ones. So it'll be interesting to see how the 2020 primary shapes out, because these are largely two equal forces now. The baby boomers and the millennials are largely like the same size of the electorate, which wasn't the case in 2016. There was a slight edge towards the baby boomers. All political fights are going to come down to age lines. Are there other lines that they come down to? Sure, but within the Democratic Party, everything is about age. And if you go issue by issue, there's more support for things like free college, Medicare for all, anti-interventionism, skepticism of trade deals, legalization of marijuana. All of these issues poll more, they're more popular among the younger set. So, too long didn't read. Age is the dividing line in American politics, and especially on the Democratic side.